dynamics are the two terms that are evolved by a famous economist, Paul. Here, the dynamic functions. Dynamic functions denotes that all those functions which directly affected the economy, which are going to influence the economic structure or the economic activities of the country, the production, the consumption, the distribution, and all other economic activities are directly affected or directly influenced by these functions of the money. So that's why with the static functions we are also have to understand the dynamic functions of the money. Dynamic functions are those functions which are directly affected the structure of the economy, structure of the monetary system of the country. Okay, so let us discuss the 12 points of the dynamic functions of the money. Take down the first one, useful to the consumer. Money helps to the consumer. Money helps every consumers over this rational distribution of income. Right? The main objective of the consumer is to derive optimum satisfaction. We discussed in the contingent function, money helps to equalize marginal utility (MU). When the consumer's total utility equalizes his marginal utility, that is the condition that the consumer derives satisfaction or maximum satisfaction. So that's why to derive the maximum satisfaction, the consumer have to distribute his income effectively over his wants. So that's why for the rational distribution of the income, money plays very important role. Money very useful to the consumers. Every consumers to derive maximum satisfaction by making optimum consumptions, optimal distribution of the income. That is the first importance, that money is useful to the consumer over the rational distribution of income. The second one, helpful to the producer. Here, in the rational distribution of the income is equally distributed over different wants, right? And the income is represents in terms of the money. Income is in terms of the money, so that's why it is very useful to the consumer. The second one, helpful to the producer. Money also, as the money helps the consumers, it is also similarly helpful to the producers. How? The producer's objective is also that. What is that? That is optimum profit, or profit maximization is the main objective or primary objective of the every producer. So that's why money, where it is represents as the values of the commodities, values of the raw materials, and the payment over the capital, wage, and many others, the money is very helpful to the producer, because the flow of the goods and services from the production to the market, from the raw goods to the final goods, it is more helpful to the producer to give wages to the laborers, to pay interest over the capital, and over the payment of raw materials and the technology, machineries. Money is used by the producers. Even for the flow of the goods and services from industry to agriculture to service sector or other sub-sectors, money plays very important role, because the value of every goods and services in the economy, in the country, are represented by the prices, and the prices are the money values. So that is the second point, that is the second dynamic function, that money helpful to the producer. Then third one, money helps in specialization and the division of labor. In modern employment sector, there are specialization and the division of labor. The producers, the entrepreneurs, what we call the producers in the modern business, they make specialization of the jobs laborers, they have to pay wages, salaries, and the remunerations. We know that in the country, in the employment sector, there are formal and informal workers are there. So this specialization according to the skills, according to the knowledge, according to the experience of the workers. More efficient worker makes effective production. So that's why there is a specialization. There are divisions of the labor. According to that specialization and the division, the producers or the entrepreneur have to pay income. So that's why to make that specialization and the division of the labor in the workplace, money plays very important role. Then fourth one, money as the basis of credit. This is the first we discuss in the general functions of the money. Basis of the credit is first contingent function, right? We know that money has store value. Money has the store value and that is stable. As the stable store value, people save their present earning to meet future. To meet the future. Because future is not only future is uncertain, but to derive more benefits of their income, they save money in the banks or in the financial institutions or in the money market as deposits. The deposits of the banks or the NBFCs, non-banking financial corporations, they will be converted, transfer the deposits of the individuals as credit, because credit is the lifeblood of every business in the modern times. So that's why money which is saved by the people as a deposits and which is converted into investment or credit, that's why money is the basis for credit to the individual, credit in the business. Money is the basis of credit that is created by banks, because credit creation is the main function of commercial banks. They create credit by accepting deposits, and over accepting deposits, they also pay certain sum of the interest over the deposits of the individuals. So that's why money has to create credit by the financial institutions in the country. Then fifth one, money as a means of capital formation. The productivity of the capital is also another function of the money. So money can transfer from one productive activity to another productive activity, right? It is a easy portability of the modern money standards. The paper money, the credit money, or in terms of the near money, we can transfer the money kinds, the money from one place to another, one action to the another actions. These are means of capital formation. The transfer of value of the assets can be made by converting into money. So that money is the most liquid form. So that's why the money value of assets, all assets can be easily converted into shares, bonds, and many others, and that can be transferred to one activity to another activity. So that's why in the capital formation, money plays very important role. And sixth one, money as an index of economic growth. There are many economic indicators. As we know that dynamic functions directly influences the economic structure, right? The economic growth means here explained in the contingent functions of the money. Economic growth means increase in the national income. So that's why national income is the different indices are there to measure economic growth, the sectoral growth of the country. In the national income, the GNP, the GDP, the NNP, NDP, GNP at factor cost, GNP at market price, personal income, disposable personal income, per capita income, wholesale price index, consumer price index, and employment sector. There are different kinds of the indices are there. Those indices are measures economic growth, and most importantly, all those indexes are measures money value. All these indices, for example, the GDP, consider the GDP, gross domestic product. Gross domestic product is the money value of total goods and services, right? All these indexes measures the money values that is produced by a particular firm, particular industry, particular country in a year. So that's why money, it is an index of the economic growth. It is an index to measure economic growth. Then seventh one, influence on price. So money also helpful to influence the price. Price stability is one of the important function, right? Stabilizing the price. So to stabilize, to influence prices, money plays very important role because money acts as measurement of value. In the unit of account, money measures the values of the commodity. So that's why to influence price level, money plays very important role. Then eighth one helps in distribution and circulation of income. Helps in distribution and circulation of income. The value of the commodity, as the value of the commodities, the goods and services are measured in terms of the money. Even not only the values of the goods and services, the prices of the raw materials, inputs and outputs are measured. So the contribution of the laborers are paid as income, paid as salary, paid as wage and the remunerations. So that's why to distribute income, to circulate income among the factors of the production, not only the labor, among all the factors of the production, money plays very important role. That is the another important dynamic functions of the money, because money helps to influence price level, where it acts as the unit of measurement, unit of account in all commodities and services. So that's why it is help to distribute and to circulate income among the factors of the production. And come to the ninth point, useful in national and international trade. Here in the country there are number of the industries, there are number of the financial institutions are there. In the national level, in the domestic market or in the international market, there are different kind of financial institutions which manages credit, investment, foreign exchanges and many other activities. Now, at present, the country's progress is not only limited to the domestic market, but it is also depends on the role of the country in the international. So that's why every country nowadays, countries are involved in the different kinds of the international transactions. Because to maintain international trade, help the countries to solve other its fundamental problems. So that's why in the internal trade means trade within the geographical boundary. In the internal trade, there may be scarcity or there may be excessive of the production. The scarcity or the excess of the production can be solved in participating in international market. The participation in the international market helps the country to gain foreign reserves. So that's why not only to the country, even to the institutions which are established in the domestic market, enables or helps them to earn foreign reserves or to gain benefits of their existence. international relations between the companies, between the people, or between the country. That is the main point. 10th one, money helpful to the government. Yes, the governments at the central, state or in the local government level, the government collects revenues in terms of in the form of taxes or other duties. So the taxes, the duties, the fines, the fees, all kinds of the income sources of the government at the central, state or the local stages, money plays very important role. They are represented in terms of the money, right? So that's why money plays very important role to the government in collection of the taxes, duties or all the revenue sources. That only the collection of the revenues help the government to conduct several development programs in the economy. So that's why money helpful to the government to collect income or revenues. 11th point is the useful in solving central problems of the economy. The flow of goods and services from consumer to producers, producers to consumers, the money plays very important. Money plays very important because the central problems are what to produce, how to produce and how it to be distributed, right? So that's why the raw materials from the final goods or in every process of the economy, money is termed. Every transactions of the economy are termed in terms of the money. So that's why those problems will be checked by the government to solve them. So if those problems, what to produce, how to produce and whom it to be to produce, if the government does not check such problems, that may be resulted in poverty, unemployment and other economic problems. So that's why money helps or money is useful in solving central problems of the economy. And the last one, 12th point is the useful to the society. Money is useful to the society. How money is useful to the society? Every individual now at present, the transactions of every individual as well as the economy depends on the money level, right? Income level. This dynamic function because the individual life at present, the modern life at present is not only depends on livelihood by earning money, but it is to derive a good status in the society. So that's why earning income is not only to earn livelihood, shelter, food, clothes and many others, but holding money, it is also gives a good status in the society. So that's why not only the economy to achieve progress, but also for the individual, the money, the holdings in terms of the holdings or the money, your status or prestige to the individuals in the society. On that purpose, money, earning money, collecting money is the earning money or collecting money is useful to the society, the individuals as well as the economy. So that's why money is useful to the society as a dynamic function. It's a dynamic function. So the conclusion. These 12 points are the dynamic functions of the money. In conclusion, Paul Engine opinion that money not only directly but indirectly useful every transactions of the economy. Implicit financing is there, budgeting and many kinds of the activities. The money, the modern standards of the money plays a very important role. Very important because if you go to study the evolution of the money, there are 5 evolutions. From commodity to metal to paper to credit money and the now near money assets, which finds out the most liquid forms of the money that help the government or that help every productive activities to find out progress. So that's why the both changing terms of functions, all these points understands us what are the real use of the money. Not only money, the most liquid forms of the money. We will discuss other forms of money standards in preceding topics. But today, this is enough that we discussed the 12 dynamic functions. That's why these are the direct and indirect uses of the money standards in our daily life. So this is enough for today's video. We will meet